did that.
As one of the founding members of YSL, you are saying that Gunna snitched.
Didn't everybody got the same ears I got? Unless you were deaf and blind.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright? Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, YSL co-founder YSL Mondo went up to the Ugly Money podcast and had some interesting words for the boy Gunna. As y'all know, he's been expressed how he felt on social media previously about Gunna allegedly snitching and taking a plea deal, and let it be known that Young Thug was not aware of Gunna taking a plea deal and says he isn't rocking with Gunna because he's a flat out snitch. So, fast forward to this Ugly Money podcast, Mondo was asked how he felt about certain things during the interview, and Gunna's name came up. And to be honest, I was a little startled, a little skeptical on whether this may have been staged or something, because in the height of everything going on, keep in mind this isn't some movie stuff or anything. This is like literally real life. This is an individual that we know that's a rapper, Young Thug, fighting for his freedom. So normally an interviewer will kind of, tread lightly on certain questions, and they wouldn't ask a question like that because, they don't know how the guests feel or how they'll react. So Mondo could have flipped out and felt the way by it, and everything could have went left. And usually that's how it goes because, his friend, his peer, somebody started this way, is fighting for his life, his freedom, and you here asking him about someone who allegedly told him, while everything is still going on, trial, everything. It's almost as if, the guy was looking to get a reaction out of him. But however, surprisingly to me, Mondo openly answered the question about what's the first thing that come to his mind when you hear Gunna's name, and he expressed a little too much, if you ask me. Now, Mondo further explained how Gunna did what he did, and he should have knew better. He wasn't facing any real time, so he panicked. He explained how prior to Gunna taking the plea deal, Gunna was actually a good dude. Now, before we even get into everything, right, I told y'all before in previous videos that Gunna wasn't facing no real time. Let's be real. When they told us, and even in the situation that he got now, they said he had 5 years he was looking at, and they're gonna give him good time on 1 year, and then the other 4 or whatever have you, he's gonna have a community service or probation or whatever. That's just 5 years. That's all he was looking at. So for him to flip and do what he did and say what he said, and people are on the fence about it. Some people saying he didn't snitch. Some people are saying he didn't. But all I'm gonna say is, when you take a plea deal and you go against your co-defendant and your defense team is saying one thing, then his defense team, what more do you need to know? But that's another story. We ain't gonna go there. But anyway, Mondo responded to the Gunna question further by saying, quote, "I mean, the only way to answer that, man, my man did what he did. He did what he did, man. I ain't putting no cap on it. I ain't sitting here putting no, hey, man, he did what he did, man. I know this for sure. I ain't going off what no internet talking about. I ain't going off what I'm seeing all over. Cap." Right? Then he also proceeded to say, quote, "I'm talking personally on everything I love. I'm talking. I know what's going on. Boy, you ain't supposed to do that, my brother. Even if I didn't talk to nobody, everybody who got common sense, everybody who's been in the street knows you do not do ish like that, my brother." Right? Then he also proceeded to say, quote, "I always said, bruh, he was a good, genuine dude. But certain ish make you do certain ish. You can't say, oh, they tricked me, or oh, I ain't talk, or I don't know what's going on. Come on, my brother. It's certain ish you just don't do. And hey, boy, you crossed the line, my brother. You did that." Now, Mondo was also then told to clarify what he meant by saying Gunna was a snitch. And he said, quote, "Everybody got the same ears I got. unless you're deaf or you're blind. You took a plea deal saying you're the main artist. Brother, you know this a gang, and on top of that, you got caught with something and it wasn't yours, so who else was it? Who doing ish like that? Who doing that, right? Then he continues saying, quote, you could have had nothing. Your ish was finna get dropped, brother. You know that, bruh. What the hell? You panicked. Not to bring back the panic word. You panic, brother. You panic, man. No bull-ish, man. That boy panicked. Now, that's what he said during the whole interview. Now, y'all gotta pay attention to certain things, man. Here's my thing. Does Mondo have a point? Yes, of course he does, because we all sat there and seen what we seen ourselves when it came to Gunna. But right now, Thug is still in trial. You know, he still has a trial going on, man. So why do an interview like this, speaking on what's going on, calling Gunna a snitch? All that's saying is that Thug is in fact guilty on whatever he's being charged with, and it insinuates that Gunna told on all the things that he's being charged with. You get what I'm saying? Then he says, you know this is a gang, out his own mouth. Not to mention, he's being deemed as the YSL founder himself, not a regular member. He's being deemed as the YSL co-founder. So for him to come out on an interview and say, yes, you know this a gang, he just confirmed himself that YSL is in fact a gang. And last time I checked, everyone called Gunna a snitch for confirming in court that YSL is a gang. Last time I checked, Thug's defense team is trying to convince the courts that YSL isn't a gang. You know? So what makes what he just did any different from what Gunna did? Y'all get what I'm saying? Now, I don't understand why he's doing interviews in the first place. I think right now is not the time to do interviews. Right now is not the time to say anybody's a snitch. You can let the public do it, because, you know, we're from the outside looking in, just making our own assumptions on certain things. That's it. But however, when you're actually deemed as a co-founder, when you're actually deemed as a member, somebody of interest, that when you say certain things that actually mean something, you can't just be saying anything out your mouth, man, because it can and will be used against you in the court of law, if need be. Now, like I said, man, to do an interview calling Gunna a snitch while Thug is fighting for his freedom doesn't sound like the smartest of ideas to me, but that's just me personally. Maybe it's just me, y'all, but I would think, you know, he's doing more damage than good. Or maybe he ain't think that far ahead. I don't know. But sometimes it's just best you keep your mouth closed, because you could slip up and say something you aren't supposed to be saying. You know, just like this situation here. Now, like I said, do we need to be doing it? No. You already got enough people on Gunna Hills about what he did. You got Boozy on him. You got Charleston White on him. You got a whole bunch of people that really know what's going on. They already got Gunna, man. So you don't need to come out the woodworks and say anything. I don't know if maybe he's chasing clout. Maybe he's looking for his 15 minutes of fame, seconds of fame, whatever. Who knows? All right. Now, once again, I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong. However, he just shouldn't be saying it. That's all I'm saying. Now, y'all jump in the comments, let me know how you feel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.